Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Judi and you're watching Running So and So. And first of all, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has recently joined me. If you're new here today, it's lovely to have you here and I'd love you to consider subscribing. And thank you very much to the two lovely ladies who bought me coffee, which was a complete surprise. I don't sort of check that email very often, so when I saw those pop up, it was just delightful. Thank you so much, ladies. It was Nancy and Nevada. Thank you so very much indeed. And we just had half term and I tried to record half term. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let half term run and I will see you halfway through half term week, because I'm currently out and about with these two and the dogs. I've had the most lovely week and you're just going to see what happens. So let's start on Monday with a total life reality, because life does mean that you have to get on and do jobs. So I'll see you in a few minutes. I thought I'd come on this morning because this is raw. It's half term and jobs need doing in half term. So I've got up and I'm going to have to say I'm really sorry if my skin comes over being really red. I do have rosacea and it tends to calm down. But when I get poorly, it decides to have a little flare up and be totally in your face. So my view on it is live with it and it will go down. It will go down, I know. Anyway, let's get into reality. This needs tidying and upstairs are more jobs that need doing. Reality is, and life has to be, these vlogs have to show reality. I can't sit over here all the time as much as I'd love to. I have to deal with other things. So my washing machine is going. I've got my next load on the floor. It's a beautiful day. Going out for a coffee with Melanie. I've got another friend coming this afternoon, because for me half term is catching up with all my friends that I don't see during term time because life is just too frantic. And so Monday evening I've done some sewing, I'll come back to that later. Been out for a coffee with Melanie, a walk with Jean, in the car with Hannah. We're going ghost hunting. Ooh. Who are we going to call? Ghostbusters! Well, I'm back from the most wonderful evening out with Hannah and Michael. No ghosts, sadly. The Ghostbusters just didn't help. Bit of a shame. I might go back later in the week. It was absolutely manic. There were so many people. So many people. And the tourists that had come to York for half term were like, what is going on? Why are there so many people in York? And I had to explain that we were all hunting for little ghosts. Now, this little ghost hunting thing in York has been going on for ages. I'm going to put a picture in there. I'm going to ask, I know someone who's managed to get some in the past. So I'm going to ask her if she would mind just sending me a picture of a ghost. So you know what it is that we're looking for. They're about 5 centimetres tall and they're just little, as you can see, white pot ghosts. Now, there are some special ghosts hidden as well. And each night, for 4 nights, so it's tonight, which is the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th and 31st of October, they put these little ghosts out, just in one little set area in York. Well, it was heaving. The word has got out. This one little business on the shambles that does ghosts. Anyhow, I had a word with Melanie because they've done this ghost hunting before. And I thought, you know, Michael plays football on a Monday night. Hannah and I will go. And Michael wasn't playing football tonight. So he came too and then we went out for dinner. No ghosts. Just a nice picture of George in a restaurant. Anyhow, you'll see where we went to the Minster Refectory. So I might go back later in the week to look for ghosts, and I'm going to apologise for the shadow on this side of my filming because I wanted this to be reality week and I haven't got my ring light out. Very sorry, because it is 11:15 at night. I wanted to do some sewing. I've done loads today. I've walked, I've seen friends, I have walked some more, and I wanted to desperately do a bit of sewing. So I have got the sleeves in my Trudy turtleneck. I haven't done the sides and I'm just doing the neckline, and I thought, oh, I need a label. So I'm just going to grab my little trolley of labels. I know Victoria's got these beautiful books, hasn't she, now, that you can buy for displaying your labels. This is how I keep mine. So I can thumb through them like I'm a librarian. But I'm going to use my special label that I got from the one that Victoria, if you ever buy something from her online, Sew Me, there you go. And it is Sew Me because it's pink. I like a bit of pink. Always liked pink. I've always liked this sort of dusky pink colour. So I'm just going to pop this in the neckline as I'm putting it in, and I'll just slide it in here, and I shall be back with you in a few minutes. Got my label in, try to know which is the back. Just try glasses off. I love this jumper. That is just, let me put my glasses on. Oh yes, that fits me. Let me just zoom in. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. And I haven't even put any top stitching. I like to put cover stitching around it, but I think I need to go and have a look at it. Let me just have a little look closer. Oh, I really like it. I don't know whether I want the stitching to go up that way. No, 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 no. That is absolutely beautiful. Now this, because it's got quite a lovely high neck here, will lay beautifully under. I should have done it the other way around, shouldn't I? Hold on a second. This is, the top I'm wearing is one of my other totally favourites, which is the Brigitte top by, no, it's not the Brigitte top. It's the Isla by Tessuti Patterns. But you could get an Isla or a toaster over the top of this, and what I need for work are these base layers that come up tight round here, and the other Trudy turtleneck I've got comes higher, so this time I've made the shorter neck one. It's called, just very fancy piece for the pattern name. It says low collar, so it's the low collar that I've done this. Oh, I love it. Do you know, it feels so comfortable next to the skin. I'm going to be back in a minute because I'm actually going to pin the sides together so I could actually try it on. But I want to get that job done tonight then, because tomorrow I can sit down and I can trim the seams off on this and get this sewn back together. Good morning, welcome to Tuesday. I've just pulled up on the side of the road and I thought I'd talk to you for a minute because I'm about to head onto that lovely long driveway down to Castle Howard, and I thought you might like to see an update of the colours. Now, I know the bit where the colours are at, so I'm going to spin you around in a minute before I set off driving, and then I will edit out the bit where the best colours are. So behind me is the monument to the 5th Earl of Carlisle, and ahead of me is a day decorating a room for Christmas. I am beyond excited about doing this. I mean, I know it's just something really small, but all these things happen when I'm at school. And this one happened in the holidays. I can't believe my luck. So come with me and see how far you can get. So here we go. Decorations are in here. I'm about to go in here, but guess what? You can't go in yet. But I'm going. See you later. That's it for today. Can't see the contents just yet. Right, back from Castle Howard. I had to stop on the way back because I needed to buy a high chair. A second-hand one. For when the grandchildren come. I felt as if I was doing proper grandmaing duties today. So, what have I done sewing wise? I have tried on my beautiful, oh here it is. I have tried on my lovely Trudy turtleneck. You'll have to forgive how I look. I've actually got a t-shirt underneath here because, like everybody else, I'm trying to conserve oil or not use as much heating. Not use as much. Anyway, it's inside out. But I have tried it on and I have ironed up the hem. I have got quite a large turn up on the sleeves. So I will have to trim that down. And I have pinned it. Should be pinned on both sides. Not pinned on both sides. All the pins fallen out on the stairs. Highly likely. So here you go. It has made the, as I said yesterday, the most beautiful base layer. Now, I'm going to thread my machine up as a flat locking machine. This is where you sew the two pieces to its wrong sides together, and then when you pull them apart, one, if these top of my hand is the right side, from doing them, sewing them wrong sides together, pulling them apart, one right side goes over the top of the other. And it creates a lovely flat seam. So I'm going to come in and show you flat locking. It is a bit of a ridge, and the idea is now that you have to work this so that it goes flat, and bit by bit it will work itself through to going flat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pin the next bit on, and I'm going to give the seam slightly more width and let the stitch slightly more length. It's going to take a little bit of working out, and when I finally get it to where I want it to be, then I'm going to make a note, write it down so that I know I've got it for the next fabric. But let's put the two arch bits in over the legs and see what happens. Right, success. So this is the centre back. And what I've done here is I've actually increased the width to the full width and given the full length on the stitch. And when I'm pulling it, I've got a really lovely seam, and that is much better. I had this bulk as a ridge on the inside, and that could have been affecting how the leggings lay. So what, I'm just going to go and get the other, that's the back piece. And this one here. That's another one I did, and this is marked because this is the front. But look, if I pull this now, can you see the ridge here? Now, you need to check your overlocker's full instructions. If necessary, go back to the dealer and double check to see whether your overlocker will do flat locking. A lot of them do. I do know that, oh, it was a while ago now. Could be a year to 18 months. And Angela from Devon Threadtails passed a comment on something I'd done about flat locking. And she couldn't find out if her overlocker could do flat locking. I checked it and it did. So look, that is so much neater. And all you're doing is encasing the raw edges in some stitching, which is why they ask for your stitch length. Which obviously, because in an overlocker, the stitches are going over like that. It's the distance between. And because this is quite a ridge, it's got like a ridge, like a pile to it, it needs to have slightly longer stitches, and it has given a much better seam. So I'm going to carry on and I will come back to you when I have. Yeah. I think once I get the elastic on, it will probably make me feel a little bit better here. And I always like to have the top bit covered up. I'm a bit like that. I like to have them. But they're 5 for school. I'm going to run upstairs and have a look. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are at the temple. We are having, well, a really gentle run because I can't pound the ground. I think I was going too fast, so I thought I'll stop because I can just starting to feel the chest is hurting a little bit. But I do know that I should be able to run with this chest infection because, after all, I was running when I was diagnosed because I didn't even know I had it, which is par for the course. In fact, I should have known I'd got it, but I'm not even going to go into the minor details because it's disgusting. So, we are at the temple. We are having a gentle run walk. And it's a very special day today. It's my birthday. I am officially 63. And I was woken up to a phone call from my son singing happy birthday with my grandson. And Oliver just looked at him as if to say, what the heck are you doing, Dad? And shoved a crumpet in his mouth. So you just love him. Right, let's get going. I'm going to stand up again. And we are going to get going. I've just realised I had a message I needed to reply to. So I'm having a walk. Strava is going to have fun with this one because I'm actually recording it as a run. It auto stops if I stop to do the dogs. And look at all those lovely sheep, black sheep. There's a pond in there that they like to go into, but not when the sheep are in the field, just in case there's any escapees. So we're just going to walk this little bit and give my chest a chance to recover. But when we get a bit closer down the next bit, I'm going to stop. I don't think you can see it at the moment. I don't know if you can, but the sun is just coming out over the village. It's absolutely stunning. Right, I'm going to have a little walk. There we go. I'm going to have a little walk. I had a lovely day yesterday at Castle Howard. You will have to wait for that footage because I can't share it. The designer was very happy for me to take the footage, and I told him when I was going to publish it, and he said, well, you can publish it before then. And I said, oh no, it'll fit very nicely on a certain day. So there you go. You will just have to wait for it. I'll see you later. I wonder where I'm going to. Ooh, I know. Holidays without a quick trip to Boys. We've got everything out, Hannah and I. Got so much, but they've got some Neri dance and bits as well, which is absolutely lovely to see those. I've got the berries again. That's the one I bought on Saturday. I've got some lovely stretches as well. Hit and miss, but I think I'm going to buy this one. I think I'm going to buy some of that. Only thing. My daughter is displaying Christmas stockings. Are we going for that one, do we think?
Oh, yeah.
That one. And I don't think anybody's chosen that one. I think they've all chosen that one.
Or this one at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. There's one with dogs as well. We haven't spotted yet. So there you go. I stop mid-vlog on Wednesday. I was in Boys. Now I have a Boys bag. And in here, let me show you. Can you see in there? There's white fluff. And you might just see the odd bit of festive material. Ready for a little bit of festive sewing. And that is a project for Vlogmas. It's not a very big project, but it's a fun project for Vlogmas. In fact, do you know something? I might even do it earlier and put it in a gift for November. I could do that. If you don't know what a gift for November is, it's a vlogator being run by So Like Dotty, which is Alison. And I'll put the hashtag here. And I'll put Alison's details here, and I'll put it all in the description box below. Do go and check it out. But what I'm going to do would make quite a good gift for November, but I'm not going to talk about it now because I might not do it for a gift for November. I don't know. You'd know if I was because I'll tell you nearer the time. There you go. It's got me out of that one, hasn't it? Anyhow, so we're in Boys. We bought that fabric. I bought something else which I'll show you. I've got it in front of me in a minute. Boys, Hannah took me to lunch in the Ivy in York and it was wonderful. We're in a nice little quiet corner, and actually we're next to the buggy park, which made life even easier. And we had the most delicious lunch and it was absolutely fantastic. I had a wonderful time. Really, really wonderful. I'll just put some pictures in here of George and Hannah and myself. Really lovely, lovely dinner. Big, big treat. I get home, my friend Pam turns up and we unboxed our Think Pink boxes. Description in the description box below. And thank you so much to everybody who's watched that. It was such fun to do it. I'm not going to say we're going to do it every time. It just happened that the boxes being delivered coincided on that day that she was coming. Mine arrived while I was out. Hers arrived just before she was due to leave to come to mine. We both had boxes to unbox. I'd already asked her if it was okay for us to do this. She said it would be fun. So it was a one-off special offer. It might happen again, but we're not going to make any promises because if you expect these things, they're never the same, are they? Then Thursday morning, after that point, I really did stop filming. And Thursday morning, Pam was here, and then Hannah turned up because she needed me to help look after George. Then Hannah and I went for a walk, and then I went to after school club because I work on a Thursday in the holidays. And then I went next door for my evening meal, which was delicious. And they had no idea it was my birthday. So we had an extra little bit of alcohol, a little bit of wine for my birthday, which was lovely. And then Friday morning I went for a run, which was what I really needed to do. And then I had my COVID jab. And then Tristan turned up because that lost my sewing time. I thought I'd have a little bit of sewing time. I'd planned to go for my run before my COVID jab. So that when I came home I'd have like 2 hours, because I knew I was going out to this funeral in the afternoon. We'd lost a family friend and it affected Hannah, Tristan and myself, because we knew them and they'd been very supportive when I lost my own husband. And Tristan came early and that was it. I just lost the rest of the weekend to grandchildren. I haven't done anything since then. I managed to go to Castle Howard yesterday, which was wonderful because it was the last day of the season, and to be in the house as the last visitors went through was very, very special indeed. It's now closed for the season, but it reopens for the Christmas season in 2 weeks' time. And then it brings me to today. And I got up very early because I was on grandma duties at 6:30 this morning so that my son and daughter-in-law could have a sleep. They'd been to a wedding reception last night and they'd been poorly. So I took over Ollie duties, so I shall be in bed early tonight. But I decided last night I would edit what I'd done so far so that I had something to show you. And I'm now going to return to talk about sewing. You can tell I'm in comfy clothes because I've got clothing, because I've got that really old Charlie sweater on that I've made in this super, super soft fabric from Andrea. And the fabric is now getting softer and softer because it's getting older and older and I just cannot part with it. It's cozy Sunday afternoon. No, let me change that. It's cozy autumn Sunday afternoon wear. And in 2 hours, I'm going out to a friend in the village because she wants an alteration doing. And I will do alterations for people in the village. Now then, sewing wise, what have I been doing? Just trying to fiddle with this camera. I can't decide if I'm too far away and too close. Sliding down my chair. So I've got the leggings and you'll have seen them on me. I am still not 100%. I think they have stretched too much. There are places where they feel loose and there are places where they feel tight. And I am rapidly coming to the conclusion that this legging pattern is not right for that fabric. So I need to try another legging pattern. They seem to be too stretched on me like that. And I don't think the fabric should be that taut when I'm wearing. It should snap back to this. And before they were looser, so maybe I need to try and make another pair. Just make them up in the size that I wanted to make them using a flatlock. Because obviously I have taken them in quite a long way using the overlocking. Because obviously I took a little bit off to get to my centimetre, then I've obviously cut that off, taken a little bit more off, so the seam allowance I've used has been a lot more than was given for the garment. I have my Trudy turtleneck over here that needs to go on the cover stitch, so that is yet to do, and I have a lump of this fabric left should I wish to make another close-fitting base layer. Now I mentioned that when I was in Boys I did pick up some other fabric, and that fabric is going to be for my I Am Myra. So I am, as I mentioned to you a while ago, twirling up the I Am Myra gilet pattern by I Am Patterns. Here it is. And this is the one I want to make. Now, I have not sewn with I Am Patterns before. Never, ever before. And I am really going to emphasise the importance at this point, and I don't appear to be nagging, I don't want to be nagging, but I want to emphasise the importance of reading the blurb before you start. I want to reassure you that I haven't cut anything out. There is the quilted fabric, and here is the pattern ready to be stuck together. I actually quite enjoy sticking patterns together, and I'm going to stick this one together tonight. But it is so important that you read the blurb. Now, when I say the blurb, you need to, when you go online for an I am pattern and you buy the PDF, you've got lots of different options. My hair is getting ready for a cut, by the way, but I'm actually quite liking it. And I want to say thank you so much for all the love about my hair. Lots of people have said you really like the colour, which is great, because making that step to go grey, it's a big one. So what I did was I literally went into every folder and I printed off every piece of paper that related to my pattern and to my language, because it does give you in French, English, and I think it might do it in Spanish as well, but don't quote me. So the first one was definitely the I am patterns print test. And I did do it, and on one is the wrong side. It has to be set at 100%. So that is an important test that you need to do. And I did that before I printed off the pattern. The next piece I picked up was the Read Me page. And that will tell you, when you look at the folders online, it tells you what you've got. And it says here, the Myra instructions in French. This document contains instructions in English. We recommend that you read them through thoroughly before you start cutting the fabric. It's telling you to do that. Here are the instructions, and I have been through those. I've taken them to school and I've read them at lunchtime. And then the next one, it tells you which versions and formats. So there are 3 different folders for the Myra, and you've got to follow through there as to which of the versions you want. So I'm going to try and steer you through how you work out which of the patterns you need. I'm pointing. I want to show you how I worked out which version to print, because it's actually, once you work it out, so straightforward. But it took a while. So there's a document called Read Me, and this is really important. And if you can afford to use one piece of paper and not have it on your screen, it's great to be able to draw on these things. So you've got your files index that correspond with your computer. And what you need to do is to work out which version. Are you doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6, a 7 and 8, a 9 or a 10? And then it comes out in different file formats. So you've got your instructions, you've got your A4, you've got your US letter, you've got your A3, your copy shop, and your and your projection files. I am an A4 print because obviously I'm in the UK. When you look at all of these things here, and this is all about how much fabric you require, and you're trying to work out, my gosh, which of these is my jacket? I've looked at all the options, I've looked at all the pictures. How do I work out which one's mine? Because you can make so many of them. Well, it was quite easy when I got it. This is line 1, this is line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6, 7, 8 and 9. Literally, it goes across. So I am going to do the shorter length rather than the medium length or the long length. And literally, when it changes length, it changes letter. And it changes letter for poppers and zips. Now I want to do zip in style 1. So I am a B because I'm zip. I'm in short and I want to do a zip. So I'm a number 1. If I wish, and that's with a welt pocket. If I wish to have a patch pocket, I would be a 2. No pocket, I would be a 3. And it's exactly the same all the way down. So if I'm doing the long version with no welt pockets, I would be, I think that says E3. Don't quote me because it's so tiny. And then you go on to the hood variety, and then you go to the no collar. Oh, I forgot to say here I'm having a collar. But then you have the options with hoods and the options with no collar and no hood. And from there you can work out which files you are printing. I always do, when I have got a new pattern, study the instructions. Call me a swot, call me a geek, call me what you like. But that's me. measure twice, cut once, read once, read twice, read 3 times, but whichever number of times you read it, you're going to get it right. It took me a while to, why it took me a while to work that one out. Somebody else could have looked at it and thought, yeah, I've got that straight away. This thing with all the versions was brilliant. Now, I have got 2 more I Am patterns that I have bought, because I got 2 free ones and I bought one. And this is the first one I want to do. And one is a blouse top and one is a pair of trousers. I've also got the patterns to buy from Ready to Sew, which I haven't even gone there yet with those, because it's all very well winning these patterns, but then when you win them, you think, which ones do I want to buy? And thankfully, the lady from I Am Pattern said I'd like to get it all sorted by the 20th of October, so I had to get in with that. But I have been in touch with her a few times, and she's been fantastic. And I have told her that I'm going to be doing this as a vlog. I've got everything I need for this pattern, apart from the lovely cord for the bottom and the toggles for the bottom, which I'm probably going to do in an antique brass. So when I started to read the instructions more carefully, she says, leaning to the floor because the fabrics fell down, I realised I needed to line it. So when I was in Boys buying the fabric for Christmas, look what I found. It says Hawaii on it. Oh, it says Hawaii upside down on that side. It says Hawaii the right side on this. Look, Hawaii. Now, they do not have alligators in Hawaii, as far as I know. But I thought, do you know something? For the lining of this, and the idea is to be able to wear it to work. It's going to be a bit of fun, isn't it? I need a gilet for work. I wear gilets a lot because when you're working in a school, it gives you that extra layer of warmth, especially when you're going inside and outside with the children. It's that extra warm layer that you can throw on yourself. Now, my problem is I need to make my leggings for school, but my heart wants to make this. So I am going to finish my Trudy turtleneck. I'm going to abandon the green leggings for now and have another go with some blue ones, and I am going to buy a new pattern for leggings. I want to make this. That is where my heart is. And I think sometimes when your heart is, because it's a new thing, it's a new project, it's a new challenge, it's not a rote sewing. I don't need a palette cleanser, I need a brain challenger. And this is going to do it. And that's what I want to sew next. And that is where I am today. And I am going to do my next vlogger project for Jenny Stitches. And I know exactly what I want to make for that. And I know exactly what fabric. I just need to sit down and send Jenny the email and read the pattern instructions. I need to find the pattern again, get it sent off to Patternzy for printing because it's quite a big pattern. So I'll get them to print it for me and yeah, see where I go from there. And that brings me... I have no idea what that was about. There is nobody outside. And just before I go, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed, because I can now say that comfortably that I've gone over that 4,000 mark, and it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. And as I said before, if you watch on the television and you think I might have subscribed, just go back and double check, because you may not have done, because you can't obviously subscribe when you're on the television. You need to be doing any subscription for any YouTube channel, any commenting and liking and things you need to do on an electronic device, a telephone, an iPad, a tablet of any description, a computer is what you need. But thank you so very, very much for watching. I do appreciate having you here. It means so much to me to see how many of you watch, comment and like. It really fills my heart with joy and warmth. And although I've not done any sewing this half-term week, what I can say is, I'm going to get quite emotional with this, I've had a week full of love and friendship, and what more can you ask for? I'll see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.